get started. This is a slightly different portion of style of class than I've done in the past. This will be a little different, so I want to explain it. So if you're in one of my classes that's going to use a student portfolio template, there's a couple reasons why we're going to do this. But first, let me just explain what that is. There's going to be a Google Sites portfolio that I want each student to create, an electronic portfolio of all their English work, including English 101 and English 102. So we're going to start the semester by building the by getting the template I've created, and you're going to plug in your own work and create your own copy and all of that fun stuff. Starting with your English 101 projects you are carrying through, or that you may build on, or at least you're going to go grab access to. So go find your English 101 projects. We're going to put that in this portfolio. That's going to be the first step. But this portfolio is not going to be just about, say, like major writing projects. The portfolio is also going to be have a couple other components to it connected to your daily content for my class, or your weekly readings, your research summaries, and annotated bibliographies, all of that fun stuff, and the various projects and the drafts along the way as well. And there are a lot of good reasons for these. E-portfolios in the educational world are a high impact practice. So there are a couple good reasons why we're going to do this. Being a good 21st century writer notwithstanding. So there's also stuff on technology in books like this that says you should learn how to use technology effectively as writers in the 21st century. Ta-da! So if you're in one of my classes and I'm asking you to do this, this is what this is for. So first, let me see if we can do this without breaking things. So I will provide the folder like you saw there, along with this template that is a little funny right now because I'm using it on a half screen kind of situation. But you'll see that you're going to create your own copy of this. You're going to change the name up here at the top after you've created your own copy. And you're going to periodically publish this as well. You can, I've got a button you'll click to create your English 101 section, and a button you'll click to get to your new English 102 coursework that you'll be doing for my class. And I have to remember how to do this in the squishy version. So let's just say, let's see. Let's just view published site. That way it'll be easier here. That way I can just follow the links. You can figure out the rest along the way, or you can ask me questions as we go. So for English 101, I've got some simple instructions there. Upload your major projects from your English 101 course to your student Maricopa Google Drive and embed those projects using the Google Sites platform. You're going to embed those into the pre-built sections for various projects from English 101. That's all that page is for. It's just kind of storing your past work. And there's a couple good reasons for that, so that you don't forget where you've come from. And at the end of my course, you'll have a reflection. At the end of my course, you'll have a part of this portfolio that creates a self-evaluation and reflection. It's good to do that. Metacognition is important. I've published on it. It's fun. So yeah, that's one part. Go get English 101 work. Instructions are here. You can add more blocks as needed. You can replace these instructions with brief paragraph summary of your experiences from English 101. Aside from that, as you keep going through my English 102 course, you'll be adding things along the way. And you'll notice in the course schedule or the assignments list, you'll notice some portfolio checks along the way where I'll be checking in to make sure you're making steady, regular progress on everything from the daily or weekly content discussions. For students who have had me before, this is the meme of the day discussions. Things like that. I'll move these around so they make sense, or you can. But we're going to have project 1 is going to be where we design games and possibly do a service learning project, at least for this semester. And then project 2 is going to be creating a children's book. And we're going to do both of those from a technical writing and rhetorically oriented lens to match English 101. So we'll be talking about fun things and aesthetic things and creative writing things possibly a little bit, but the real emphasis is how do these things act as, what's their rhetorical functions, and what necessary technological mindsets or technical writing mindsets do we need to be able to accomplish these well. So we'll talk more about those projects later, but you'll follow these buttons and go, and there will be a variety of drafts. You'll upload those drafts one at a time as the assignments come, and everything gets stored in the same portfolio. So there are a lot of things that, even if there's an assignment in Canvas, which I'll still have you submit to, that assignment, that document should be put into your portfolio for all of this. So any assignment that I have this semester, there should be a portfolio version of that. And I do want you to be using Google Docs to type up most of the work, especially on the daily content discussion. So on the daily content discussions, not as many notes there, but you'll create a Google Doc, and for each of the instructions, let's see if I can find the one for this class or for my current class. So my current English 102, and this is the video I'm making right now. A note to myself that I'm going to embed here. So you'll see these meme posts kind of day 0, day 1, all the way up to I think day 14 for the semester. It may vary a little bit. But since I have some new students, you'll follow these and you'll do all of these are shared for everyone, anything that's like this. But if you see one of these boxes where I split it, these are what returning students who've already been through one of my courses in 101 should do. And then these are students who've never seen me before until the 102 class. These are your instructions. So you might have slightly different content that you're engaging with because people who have been through my one-on-one already know what the 8 aspects of writing are and have watched this video. So there is a slight differentiation, and your portfolios will look a little bit different. But you basically would put your responses, answers in your own Google Doc from here, and you would build that throughout the semester. Now, I do have some of these built, and then I have some things that are not. And so, especially since this is a slightly more experimental course, not from a theory standpoint or a pedagogy standpoint, just for me personally, this is the first time I'm running the children's book with design gaming and the portfolio kind of all together. So just bear with me. I'm creating some of it as we go through the semester. But using a lot of really good pedagogical principles as we do. And if anything gets frustrating or whatnot, feel free to text me, as always. So you're going to create a number of your own personal documents in Google Docs and you want to make sure you open share settings, and you're going to be responding to the appropriate content for each week of meme day content or post weekly content. And you're going to make sure that all of those get included in the appropriate place on your in your 102 portfolio that you're creating for yourself. And these all have substantial points associated with them, so that I'm not just asking you to do free work. Like, every part of these has a couple % of the grade or a certain number of points associated with it that I think is appropriate for the amount of work I'm asking you to do. So you get rewarded for these things. It's not just like portfolio at the end. It's all this stuff along the way has its own point thing. So check Canvas, check the various assignments and descriptions, and if you have questions, let me know. All right. Before I lose sight of one important thing, for everything in your portfolio, I want you to have 2 share settings opened up. So to share any document or Google site or anything in Google, you have to do a couple things. So you can add individual people, which is what I want you to do. So you go in and you put my email like this. So this one right here, gregory.fields@cgc.edu. And I want you to make sure that I have full editor access. So you would go down here and you would change for me. I'm the owner right now, but pretend this line were me. Ignore that other line with my friend's name on it. You would make me a full editor, and there's a very specific reason I want you to make me an editor on your work. It's so that I can see your revision history. And with a lot of the technologies going on these days, the chat bots and AIs and all that, if I can see your revision history, I can see that you're steadily writing these things over time, piece by piece, on your own. You're not copy pasting lump sums of content from other people or from other artificial intelligence writers. And so that's a little bit of accountability. So that's the first thing, is you want to add me, gregory.fields@cgc.edu, as an editor on all the work you do for my course. The portfolio, the Google Docs, multiple of them, anything for a project, all of that. And I want you to change anyone with link here It might say for you, you might come into this and it might say this, but I want you to change it to anyone with link can be a viewer. That allows me to and other students to just come and look at your portfolio, your documents, and that allows for some of the peer review assignments and group collaborative assignments we're going to do. If you end up being in a collaborative group, doing a group project, you can add other collaborators and make them editors or commenters on some of your work. But I just wanted to walk you through that logistics, technological kind of sharing thing. You have two things to share with. Anyone with link on the internet can be a viewer, and Greg Fields, your professor, gets full editor access because Google Docs keeps track of everything, and I want to be able to see all the ways you've built and added across the semester as part of my portfolio checks. All right, so with that, that is the quick version of how the portfolio is going to work. You're going to need to create your own copy of the portfolio in the first place. So when I share that here, to do that, I believe we're going to say what happens. We're going to right click and it should allow me to make a copy. And so that's what you would do. You go, you make a copy of this whole template. I'm going to try not to break things, but what happens if I do this? Did it just do it? Okay, so now there's a copy in that same folder. You're going to make that and you're going to move it now to your own, and it's probably going to show all my random stuff. Let's see, or maybe not. So if I say show file location, it should should do it. So yeah, so I can go back and I can go find the folder I want it to land in my own personal Google Drive and all of that fun stuff. So I'm going to close that out, but you can see how that process would work. And if you're not sure, you can text me or you can find it on the internet. With that, I'm going to end this video. This is the quick introduction to how you will get your template of the portfolio and make it your own. Open the share settings. You'll do the same thing with Actually, I'm not going to end the video. I'm going to do one more thing. You'll do the same thing with the research template document. You won't do the same thing with the meme day. You will just do the content in your own document. So you can create a separate document. But let's go into this AnnoBib, which should be, which one is it? That one. So you can make your own copy of this the same way you do with the website. And so I've got some of the basic instructions. So across the semester, we're going to have you do an annotated bibliography. I've got some links and things there. I will have 6 academic readings. Since 102 focuses on research, I'll have 6 academic readings that I assign as part of the content of the course that I want you to do the basic requirements here. An 80 to 100 word summary of that whole article and 2 sentences of how that personally impacted you, your writing or your research or your project. Just as a little annotated bibliographies can be much more robust, but I'm just trying to make sure I engage you in that research process and that research genre. So, and I've got some resources for you. As I said, you're going to do the same thing with 4 of your own sources from your own research that have to be academic sources from your own research, not random internet sources. So best to use library databases. Make sure you click scholarly, peer-reviewed academic article when you're in those databases. All right. Now, almost. I've already got the preset APA style title page, and then I've already built out the anything in brackets is you change this based on what it says to the individual entry. So here's where your APA reference entry would be, and it should use a hanging indent. Here's where your summary should go, and it's showing it indented. Here's where your 2 or more sentences go, and it's showing it indented. So you kind of get the pattern, right? Here's where your name goes. It's in brackets. That's how templates and things work. And in coding, sometimes brackets are placeholders to say this needs to be changed to the specific blah, 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 blah. All right. So, in summary, you're going to be creating your own portfolio and using Google Sites for most of the work you do for my 102 class this semester. And if I give you this video for 101, maybe some of these things tweak. But for this semester, it's all for 102. So, you'll be having your own research template for an annotated bibliography, and you will be creating your own document for the meme day content as well. So you'll follow the instructions to watch, respond, read, create, whatever this says to do. So write a summary paragraph, define keywords, answer the questions. That all should go based on the instructions in this document. That should go in your own personal ongoing content document. So at the end, so that after a couple weeks, I should see headings, entries, based on these that say day one, day zero, day one, day two content. And I should see this as your homework worked out, built in Google Docs, and I should have access to it to be able to edit it if I wanted, so that I can go here, go file, and see the version histories, and basically step through everything you've typed with time codes attached to it to hold you accountable to learning and not copy pasting, because I'm cool like that, or mean like that, depending on your perspective. All right, so I know that's a lot of logistics. I know it's a lot of technology. I hope that this is helpful and clear, always clear, hopefully. But if not, you can always text me. My cell number should be on the syllabus if you're one of my students, or if you check in my YouTube channel, I've got it on the About Me, whatever. But this is how I'm setting up this course, and hopefully it's helpful. Have fun, keep writing, and try not to stress out. And then we'll be done there.